Okay, with Sam Collins ahead of the FA Cup match at Blyth at the weekend, coming in off the back of a fortunate, maybe 2-1 win at Southport. Sam, is that still how you see it?
Yeah, I think so. I think, as you've seen in the game, probably especially the first 25 minutes, half an hour, I thought after that, with the change that we made in terms of the formation, I thought we had a couple of little things, but we were a lot more comfortable in terms of they didn't open us up like they did in the first 25 minutes. So, and in the end, obviously, as we said after the game, to come away winning the game when we didn't play as well as what we could or have at times, you'd take that, you know. It was a really good result for us.
And we know you changed your formation partway through the game. Is that now the way you'd like to go in these next few games? If it's not broken, no need to fix it, really?
Well, yeah, obviously, I think I've said all along about I think we've got a lot of options in terms of we can change the formation. And looking for us, as I said, it happened in the game on Saturday. I changed it. I went a different way. We were more comfortable. We weren't as open, and we looked a lot more solid defensively. So we've got a decision to make now. If we go that way on Saturday and start the game that way, or go the way that we have in terms of the 3-5-2, if that's what we wanted to do, because we have created chances. We've scored a few goals. So. We've watched Blyth a couple of times now, myself and Stuart, in different games, so we've just got to decide between now and then which is the best way to go to get us a good result.
Clearly you want to win on Saturday, but with it being a cup game and you know if you do get a draw you can bring them back to Bootham Crescent, does that play any part in the way you decide to set your team up? Can you maybe go a little bit more defensively while still trying to win the game than you would if it was a league game?
Yeah, well, I think the key thing is not to be as open as we were. We're far too open as a team. There's times we wanted to be, without the ball, a back five really, and there were too many times where we were just a three and it was man for man and they were creating chances. So obviously when I change it and you go to a back four, at least you always know that you've got a bit more extra cover. But I think the key thing is, as always, you want to try and keep clean sheets, so we have to be defensively well organised. We've done some work on that this week, so we're hoping because of the work that we've done we'll be better in terms of that side of it. But obviously still conscious that we need to go and try and win games as well. We won't set out to go there and draw the game. That's not me. That's not my way. We want to go there and play well and hopefully win the game. If we do have to take a draw, if it pans out that way, then obviously we get them back at home. Recently at home we've done quite well in terms of results and scoring quite a few goals. So if that happens, then obviously at least it gives us that second chance to try and get through. But if we can do it on Saturday, let's go and do it on Saturday.
Got through the first two rounds relatively easy, playing lower league opposition. Yeah. Does this really feel to you maybe where this season's FA Cup run starts against Blyth on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the key thing for obviously with the two games that we had prior to that, as I said to you before, we knew we needed to be really professional. The way we went about the game needed to be right in terms of being organised, and we felt that we'd got better players than the two teams that we played, and we thought if we can create chances and create goal scoring opportunities, which we did, and we scored a few goals, which has been really good for the group, especially the attacking players. They're sharing the goals out. Jordan can't stop scoring at the minute, so we're hoping that continues. Jake Wright got a couple of goals. Hezzy scores on Saturday from midfield, which is one of the things that we've been trying to get into his game more, because we think generally his all-round play has been excellent. Since I've been doing this, he's been really, really good, and he wants to score goals, so just little tweaks where we thought we can get him in better positions to actually go and do that. And obviously it happened on Saturday, and we're hoping it does this week.
Of course. Does the league game against Blyth, do you learn anything from that? Does it maybe give your side a little bit of a boost knowing that they've already beaten this side once this season?
Yeah, it does. Obviously we were looking back at the game and what happened in the game, and we're thinking if we can go about it the same way, because we thought we played quite well even with 10 men. It was probably that game that was more difficult for them than us, because we got a bigger squad, and when you're playing on a Saturday, Monday, it was a really difficult game for them in terms of that. We knew we'd got options to change it if that's what we wanted to do, and Alan, who's manager up there, was probably a bit more limited in what he could actually do to change the game in terms of freshness. So But this will be a different game on Saturday. You know, they played last Saturday. I know they got beat, but I'm sure come this week they're going to be ready, and we've got a game in his hands.
And they're going to be really up for it. Alan put maybe this game down as part of the reason why they played so poorly at the weekend, saying that their players already had their thoughts focusing ahead to this game. So you know that your side can't afford a slow start this weekend.
Yeah. That's probably one of the key things that we do know that we need to improve on the start of games. And like I said, after the game, you can't keep giving yourselves a little bit of a mountain to climb. You know, at some stage it's going to cost you. So we don't want to start the game slowly. But they're going to. I'd like to think they're going to get a reaction in terms of they got beat 4-0. No matter what you say, you don't want to get beat 4-0. You know, this is proper football. You know, you won't be very happy about that. And if the players have got anything about them, they're not going to be happy about that. So we've got to expect a reaction from them. But for ourselves, we should be full of confidence. You know, we didn't play well and we won the game. We played well previously and won games, and we're on a bit of a roll. And the players have been good this week in terms of the atmosphere around the place. A lot of them look full of confidence, you know. So we've got to take that into the game now. But probably the key thing that we've been saying is, don't think this is enough. I don't think that we're anywhere near the level that I'd like us to be at. And the players know that as well. We have to be a lot better all around. There's so many things that we feel throughout the team, with and without the ball, that we've got to improve on if we are going to get somewhere. But this is a start.
Looking at your team, comment looks like Simon Heslop has picked up his fifth yellow card already.
Yeah.
I had it down as 4, but he's not suspended this week.
Yeah.
Have you got any other injury concerns heading into the match?
No, I'm thinking just probably the only one's Joe Tate a little bit. Hamza, he's we're hoping that'll be okay, but he's got like a cut on his mouth that we're a little bit worried about, and we don't know. See how that goes in terms of the infection side of it. Macaulay Langstaff got a whack on his shin. Jake Wright got a whack on his ankle. So we just got to see how we go really with that. But as I said before, the good thing is that we've got other options and different personnel that if we need to shuffle it around a little bit or go a different way to what we've been doing recently, that's something that we can do.
Joe Tate missed the game last week. We saw him warming up though.
Yeah.
Or taking part in the pre-match warm-ups. Has he come on this week?
Yeah, he's done a little bit more than what he'd done for the last 10 days, whatever it was. He's done a little bit of work with the physio. He took part in the warm-up with the team today, took part in the passing drill, and then we pulled him out again because he was still feeling it a little bit. So, as I said before, we won't take the risk if it's, I don't know, 60-40, 50-50 for the sake of another game. Then it's better than being out for 6-7 games. So we have options, so I'm conscious of not spoiling it in terms of we want him to be fit as soon as we can and for as long as we can.
And you sort of surprised, I think, last week by having a goalkeeper back on the bench when there was only 5 subs. The previous week in the FA Cup, like there will be this week, there was 7. There was no goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Are you able to explain why suddenly Ryan was in last week and he wasn't when he had more options?
We just thought with the way that the game would be, the Southport game, when we watched them, we knew that they'd put teams, especially the back four and the goalkeeper, under a lot of pressure. In another situation when they get the penalty, if the scenario is actually different in terms of what happened, Adam can get sent off. So at least then we've got cover on the bench with Ryan. So we're just trying to look at the teams that we're playing against when we make these decisions. It's the same with the team and who's playing, and the players have to accept that they're not going to play every week. I've said this to him. Lads could be in form. Lads might, like Jake Wright, he might have scored the last 2 games like he did before on Saturday. But if I think it's the right thing to do to win as a game and I have to change it, in terms of the personnel, I don't really see it. I understand it is a big thing because I want to play every week. But what I'm trying to say is I want to pick a team that wins a game in my head and Stuart's head, and we're also picking a bench that we think is going to go and win us a game, and that's pretty much where we are with it.
And you're back to 7 this week. Does that make your life a little bit easier before a match or harder? 7 rather than 5?
Yeah, it's probably easier because you can use. It gives you more options in terms of obviously who you have on the bench. Gives you the opportunity to go with a goalkeeper if you wanted to do that.
It's a strange situation, though, isn't it? Different rules for different competitions. Wouldn't you like it just be uniform across everything? Yeah,
I think it'd be easier for us. You know, I don't. What's the big difference between the league and the cup in terms of why does it have to be 5? You know, why can't it be 7? It's not like. I mean, how many times in our league do you travel overnight? So if it's a cost thing, it doesn't happen very often anyway. We've only done it once this season, so it's not that. It's just 2 extra bodies, 2 extra kits, whatever, you know, and 2 lads who are actually in your squad who want to be involved. So you're keeping everybody happy as well. And if I had my way, I'd like it to be that way.
Great, that'll do for me. Thank you.
All right, no.
Did you have a behind closed doors game with Donny Sam and
yeah, we had
useful and exercise?
Yeah, it was really useful, to be honest. 4 or 5 of the lads who've not been playing recently played. Dan Parzo played. Wes got a game under his belt and did really well.
Yeah.
Alex Kempster played. John played for an hour and got a goal and looked really fresh actually. So it was really useful. You know, some of the lads have probably gone about a month now without having a game, so we knew it was a good time to try and fit another one in, because we know that we've got this Spennymoor game coming on a Tuesday as well, you know, so you could potentially go another month before you can fit another game in. So we wanted to give them game time. We wanted to give the ones who who played in the majority of the games a bit more of a rest as well, in terms of the amount of work that we've done. But we've done that. We got through the game. There's some good things that came out of it. Some of the lads who've not had games actually put in really strong performances. So I've got a headache again this Saturday, which is what I want. You know, that's how I want the players to be. If they're not playing in the team and we do arrange a game, they have to go about the game the right way, because they're no good to me if they don't. You know, we want attitude. The attitude and the enthusiasm and commitment, all these things, is what we're trying to say to them every day. It has to be there.
It looked like quite a good success, because Doncaster had quite a few senior players.
Yeah, it was a good game.
It's better than having an under-19.
I think so, because quite often if it's a Doncaster and them type of clubs, they're going to have lads who need games the same as what we do. So we were actually 2-0 up in the game, and we were really comfortable, and we played really well up until half time. And then the goals that we give away were poor. But as I say, I think the bigger picture for us was getting some of the senior ones minutes under the belt, and there was a couple of the first year scholars who do really well in the game. So that's good, obviously, from my point of view, because I know these lads. I've worked with them, and there's a couple of them that aren't a million miles away as well. So the pros have to be conscious of that, because if they do it as I've done with Nathan, I'll put them in.
Yeah, well, that must encourage youngsters, isn't it, when they see that. It's kind of like a carrot, something to aim at, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I said that to him when I come in and I took over as under-19 coach in the summer. My job is to get you in the first team, you know, and now I've obviously what's happened now, and I'm first team manager. I still want to try and get them in the first team, because I like working with young players as well. You know, it's good. It's more of developing them, and it's a challenge, and they're so different in terms of positions and the mental side of it, the physical side of it, and I really enjoy that. I've always enjoyed working with young players. So if they're ready, and I think that they're ready, I'm not scared to do that.
And they'll let you down.
Young Nathan did well in the St Ives game. I thought he did well last week, to be fair. It was just, I think I said after the game, I just thought we could win the game. And I didn't mean that disrespectfully to Nathan, obviously I took him off. But we all know what John's like, you know, you give him half a chance, or the type of player he is, he can create something for somebody else. And I think, he won the flick on, dropped a marker, and he set it, Tez and scored. So call that whatever you want, but we know obviously we've got good options, and John's a really good option for us in whatever way we decide to use him.
Lovely. Cheers, Sam. Brilliant.